look at the forthcoming Igomode Cultural Festival. It's been on now for a while, and we just wanted to know what do we expect um, in this edition of the festival, and what's the significance of that festival?
Well, the 2025 Oduomo Igomode Festival is centered towards showcasing our culture as a part of our identity. The theme, you know, centered mainly on who we are as Awori people, as Ota people. And historically, Ota is the first Awori kingdom. And when you look at our culture, include our language, it also includes the way we teach ourselves. It also includes the way we relate with each other. So all this will be showcased in the coming Oduomo Ikomode. And coincidentally, it's coming up at the time our Egungun festival is on as well. So it's going to be a kind of cultural fun fair. So whoever is not there is going to miss a lot about Awori culture and tradition. So I want to use this opportunity to reiterate that Awori people have been here for long, and this time around, we want them to come and see Awori tradition at its best.
I also noticed that um, it it's also tagged with Awuri Obas Forum. Does it mean because all the Obas are involved?
Oh, well, it is purely utter, it is purely utter program.
Okay.
But all our Obas are also keyed into Igomode festival because it's the most influential, it's the most gathering, and the most attended Awori events yearly. So, and this year's event is not going to be different. So, it attracts gatherings of who is who in Awori land. And that is why, you know, all Awori sons and daughters, including Awori Obas, wants to be part of it.
And there's also this thing that for this year there'll be a fashion celebration of fashion.
Fashionista, yes, it's celebration of fashion. And you know, when we talk about identity, yeah, the way we dress is part of our identity. And what we are trying to say now is that, you know, identity is fluid in nature. What we used to wear in the 60s, in the 70s is different from what we are wearing now. So we want to show the advancement of our Wari culture, how over years it has translated and transformed into something that is more modern.
Okay.
And that is what you are going to see on that day.
And then can we have an idea of the major guests that you are inviting?
Well, we're expecting the His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Ogun State, Omoba Dapo Abiodun. Traditionally, we're expecting the Deputy Governor because she's from here. We are also expecting sons and daughters of our Uri land. So many of them that, you know, we are also expecting our politicians. We are expecting our traditional rulers, community leaders, They are so numerous for me to
Okay.
mention, but we are expecting the best of the best.
But each time you look back at um, how you have fared since you became the king, how does it make you feel, and what are the things that you makes you happy that you've been able to achieve since you?
Well, to be honest, I feel fulfilled because I've attracted so many, unprecedented in this town. For instance, I've attracted a 40-bed modern health center from the presidency here in Olota. I've attracted skill acquisition center for our youth, more than one. And part of it now, we have a job center for our youth where they could go and look at available job in the market and where they could be, where they could improve their skill, where they could acquire new skill. So that one is there as well. And I've also attracted passport office to Ota. Uh, among others, we just built, this ultra modern palace, and also community hall is there. And we've also attracted 1,500 sitting capacity hall, and along Italy Road as well. I've attracted modern mini sports stadium. So many other things, that if I begin to. Also, I thank Almighty God that we are doing our best, and I also want to thank sons and daughters of water, and by extension, Awuriland, for the support they've given me so far. And I also need more of this support in order to achieve uh, many, many more facilities to water. Again, if you look at the reconstruction of Ota Idiroko Road with two flyover bridges, we are attracting more. So I also want to thank the executive governor for his contribution and our Senator Olamileko Adeola, for their contributions in this direction.
Can we say, what would you call the biggest challenge since you came in? What would you say has been the
Yeah,
most?
the biggest challenge, you know, I will I will see as a that gives me sleepless nights is getting our youth into the job market, and that is one of the reasons why we have the skill acquisition center, where those with less skill could be improved, and could be matched with jobs or skills that are needed in the various industries. And that is what I've been working with. Been working with our youth leader in order to achieve more level or higher level of employment, because it is only when majority of our youths are employed that the level of crime will go down. And I can tell you now that we've had very peaceful environment because most of our youths are employed, and we are not going to stop at that. We need to continue to seek further skills for our youth in order to improve their employability.
Then, Kabir, I'd like to know how you juggle your many roles. I know, apart from your royal duties here, times you're out there, you travel, you do all that. How do you juggle all of this and still
Mm,
have time to
well,
rest?
it's about planning, and for me, I've always been a busy person. you know, as a lecturer and having traveled abroad, having involved, I was a taxi driver, I was a security guard, I've had so many roles in life. But at the end of the day, you know, I became somebody as a lecturer in UK, as a professor, and it has become part and parcel of me. And planning helps in all this role.
Kabisi, let's talk about your style. Kabisi is a very stylish um, king. How did you develop that style part of it? In terms of anywhere you appear, there's always look regal and royal and the carriage
Well,
and all that.
you know, maybe since I was young, I was in the student union. I was in social clubs at the university, so I've had a lot of interactions with different kind of people, royals, professionals, and also as a journalist, working with this day, being a travel editor, and so many roles, economic general bits. Having covered many of these, I believe that must have informed, the way or my awareness when it comes to, you know, trend in fashion.
Okay. And sir, I also want to know why you chose white as your color and then
Mm,
this particular style of wearing your outfit.
yeah, you know, here in Otta, when the Ifa conferred to me the Olofin Apesi Olode, which is like a priest, which is like a priest. So, and part of the role is that you have to use more of white materials, and that is part of the role I'm playing. You know, as Olofin Apesi Olode, which is part of ours. Not all kings are conferred with that title. It is by the time you become the king, and you are being by the time you are being inducted, so all these things will start coming up. And because it came up for me, so that also defined my way of dressing.
Kabisi, would you say that becoming king has made you do less of writing and reading as an
Oh,
academic?
of course, it has affected me a lot. Honestly, I presently am writing a book. We are researching with two of my colleagues at Covenant University,
Okay.
and in most cases, I do miss the meeting, the online meeting, and it doesn't really feel good for me. It doesn't look good for me, but I'm trying my best to keep up with those things. So I'm still a bit involved in academics and writing, but not to the level I will, appreciate. Uh, though I've stopped full time teaching at the university,
Okay.
presently I felt I have to scale back. So Monarch University, we just appointed me as a visiting professor
Mm.
of journalism, and that is the role I'm in now, and I believe I should be able to manage that better rather than traveling to Abeokuta.
And probably, I would like to know your views about the role of traditional rulers. Do you think it's okay, the role that has been given, or you think they can be more involved in?
Well, first, it is unfortunate that we traditional rulers have not been forthcoming. We have not proven we have not proven to be supportive enough, because there are some minor issues that you see flying about on the social media. which doesn't really complement our status as traditional rulers. In those days, when you talk about traditional rulers, it's with authority and the way they perform their duties, including settling disputes. Yes, presently we are involved in alternative dispute resolution, that is out of court settlements. But not all traditional rulers are involved. You find so many traditional rulers that are even a major problem in their domain, and that is not good enough. That somebody like me as a professor coming from the zenith of my profession as a professor, and coming into traditional institution, I believe that I should be able to maintain that level, But unfortunately, we have some politicians have just been able to favor, job for the boys, and the way traditional rulers are being installed nowadays, it's really something that it's a matter of regret. So I think the government must do something about it. They must let us go back to the basics and see how we can improve the image of the traditional institution and our roles. Basically, the way I look at it, I don't know whether the politicians are afraid of traditional rulers or they feel that they will be more influential than them, and that is why our roles have not been uh, have not been enshrined in our constitution.
Okay.
You see, we need a constitutional rule whereby, okay, even if we are to settle dispute traditionally, it should be in the constitution. And naturally, we are the stabilizers of our various domains because whenever there are issues, we always come in. We are the first point of call, in governance. We are the one that is, stopping issues from escalating. And as a result, we should have a befitting role that has to be enshrined in our constitution. I fully support that, and I want the government, although something is going on, but I don't know whether, I don't know how far it's going to go. So let's just wait and see.
But sir, I don't know what your views on the security problem that the country is facing. Do you have views on it, or what do you think should?
Yes, yeah, my take is that there's no way they can resolve this security issue without major involvement of traditional rulers. And I'm not talking of these ordinary traditional rulers. They have to involve major traditional rulers who will, who have those knowledge and authority within their domain to sort out these things. Because we have different characters, of traditional in the traditional institution as well. It's a bit shaky because you found out that some traditional rulers are also aiding criminals. And in a situation like this, we should not allow that kind of thing to happen. Any traditional ruler found aiding criminals should be removed. There is no doubt about it because as custodian of our culture, found to be involved in that kind of criminality, I think the first thing is to remove the traditional ruler.
Hmm.
And this will send signal. It will send a message to other criminals that this is no longer acceptable within the traditional institution. Traditional rulers should be role models in various societies rather than being lawbreakers. And this is what I want to see in our traditional institution.